Hello! Today I will tell you a very beautiful story about a green crayon named. Yes, look! A green crayon named Jimmy. Look, do you like the color green? Yeah, me too. I love the color green because we have a lot of beautiful things around us that are green, like the grass, like the trees, like. Hmm? Yeah, you're right. The traffic light is also green, but it is also red. So basically, the traffic light has two colors: green when we can cross the street, and red when we are supposed to wait. But anyway, ready for the story? Okay, let's begin. Jimmy, a happy crayon. Jimmy is a swell crayon with a perfectly sharp tip and a gorgeous, wonderful, extraordinary color. Jimmy leaves on paper an absolutely perfect green trail. When he speaks about himself, Jimmy likes to say he's a happy crayon. How nice. A happy crayon. You you have a lot of crayons, right, Lou? But do you know if your crayons are happy or not? Mm, you should ask them. You should ask if they're happy and then you should tell me. Okay, Jimmy lives in an elegant box made of shiny cardboard on a small table made of rosewood in a big room very beautifully arranged. From time to time, not as often as he would like, Jimmy is carried across a sheet by a small hand but a very secure one. Draws leaves, trees, grass, anyway, about everything that can be drawn with a respectable green. Hmm? What? You you draw your clouds with green? So your clouds are green, Lou? But oh, I get it now. Because if you're drawing your clouds with green, you know the clouds are yours and only yours, right? Yay! That's very smart. We continue reading. Yeah? Almost all the time, Jimmy awaits patiently in his elegant box, but our story finds him bouncing in the basket of a bike that runs like the wind. Yoo-hoo, yoo-hoo, shouts Jimmy every time he's thrown into the air higher and higher. He was taken out for a walk. So, another reason for Jimmy to believe he's a happy crayon. When he was having the most fun at a curve, I don't know how it happened, but Jimmy fell from the bike's basket. Until he realized he hooked a few times on the ground, he rolled fast, fast, and in the end stopped on the edge of the road. Wait, wait, screamed Jimmy, watching as the bike was moving away. Wait, I'm here, you lost me. But the bike was gone. Dear me, I'm lost. What am I going to do now? Said Jimmy to himself, really terrified. Of course he was terrified. Poor Jimmy, all alone in the street. The night's been very difficult. It was cold, and what can I even say about the wind? It carried Jimmy from place to place until it stuck him into a dumpster. The next day wasn't much better. He was stepped on multiple times, kicked, and even chewed on. Uh, Yeah, you understood correctly. Chewed. A dog mistook him for a bone, and until his owner saw, he had time to chew him a few times. Horrible. He was cold, dirty, and drooled all over. That. Poor Jimmy. At first, Jimmy was sure his owner will come back to look for him. After all, he was the most wonderful green crayon in the world. After a while, he wasn't so sure anymore. But he was still hoping with all his heart. By the time it was evening, all the hope vanished. Oh, how unhappy I am. Why did this happen to me? Said the crayon to himself. And with a sad soul and tears in his eyes, Jimmy fell asleep next to the dumpster. Poor Jimmy, all alone and shivering in the cold. Can you imagine that, Lou? I don't want to imagine that, Lou. Please, please, never leave me. Take care, yeah? Never to leave me. Okay, I got emotional. Hmm. But never get lost. Huh. The wind just started to blow when a hand picked up Jimmy. It turned him on one side, then the other. Then it put him in a pocket. From that pocket, the same hand set him on an old table, kinda squid and with shriveled edges. Dear me, I've been kidnapped, said Jimmy, terrified. Help! Somebody help me! I want to go home. I want my rosewood table. I want my shiny cardboard box. Somebody help me. He didn't even finish whining, and the hand placed on the table a white piece of paper. The hand grabbed Jimmy with determination, and it started to draw. God, how it started to draw. It drew trees, leaves, even clouds, and houses and people. It drew unicorns and rainbows and princesses. Hey, a real craziness. The whole piece of paper was Jimmy's. He no longer had the perfect tip, but he was leaving behind the same perfect trail of a wonderful green. Huh, see, Lou? He even drew clouds like you did. I told you. Jimmy drew all day, and in the following days, and in the following next days. Jimmy never even imagined how many things you can draw with green. Anything can be drawn with green, even a sun. Yep, yep, you understood correctly. A sun. The sun drawn with green, it's also perfect. Only then Jimmy understood that some events may seem unpleasant at first, but with time, they can make us truly happy. And yes, Jimmy was now a truly happy crayon. Silu, as long as Jimmy stayed in that cardboard, the shiny cardboard with the shiny table, etc., he thought he was happy. And he thought he was capable of doing a lot of things. But at first, it had to be a little difficult for him, so that later it could be so good. A very beautiful story. So until the next one, be well behaved and dream beautifully. What, Lou? Oh, and dream in as much green as possible.